So how much is the cost of bed bug heat treatment?
The cost for us for Merlin for bed bug treatment, we work to a standard cost of £600 plus VAT for the first room. Any additional rooms on the same site at the same visit will be done at £400 plus VAT.
Or why might some people consider the cost to be high?
Some people will consider the cost to be high because the market has been flooded with these insecticidal bed bug treatments that are just really not that effective. These treatments are based on a 3-part process where you go once each week over a 3-week period, and you're looking, most small pest control companies, you'll be looking at £180 plus VAT. But the problem with those is that they're very, very rarely effective. The chemical doesn't penetrate the eggs. So if it's not done properly, then within a month or so, you've got more bed bugs running around. The difference with heat treatment is it's a completely non-toxic solution. It's a one treatment process. If the heat is done at the correct temperature for the right amount of time, it affects adults, it affects nymphs, and it also kills the eggs. Treatment is 100% effective if it's done in the correct way. It's all about temperature, it's all about time, and it's all about airflow. You need to ensure that you've got no cold spots in that room. You need to ensure that the airflow is generating enough warm air in all areas of that room to get kill temperature in every aspect of it. If you can achieve that, then it's 100%.
And what other costs are involved?
In regard to electricity, we have generators that we utilise ourselves. So we're not expecting the client. We're not going to turn around to our clients and say it's this much. Oh, by the way, cost of living crisis. We're just going to put your energy cost up by another 300 quid.
And who should really be considering heat treatment versus the other methods?
It really does become a personal preference, if I'm honest. Heat treatment is completely non-toxic. Okay, the world is currently going a non-toxic route. So the simple answer to that is everyone. Because personally, for me, I wouldn't want to go and sleep in a room that's been caked in insecticide. Even if you do have that 4 to 6 hours ban of anyone going in there to let it settle down, it's still there. And if it's microencapsulated, it's long lasting. And the advice you're given by the company that puts it down is don't hoover for as long as you can, because the longer it's laid down, the more effective it is. But with insecticidal treatments, the only way to prove if it's worked is to put someone back in that room. And if they don't get bitten, it's worked. But if they do get bitten, it hasn't worked. With heat treatment, you do the treatment, you do it properly, and it's done.
Okay, and what specialist equipment and specialist expertise is required to really do a heat treatment properly?
The specialist equipment is dependent on the environment that you're using. So the bigger the space, the more power, the more heat that you require. So it's different levels of heat equipment for different environments. In regards to the expertise, you need to know what you're doing in regards to pest control. So the heat element can be taught to people, but it needs to be taught to pest controllers because they know what they're looking for. They know where they should be concentrating, and they also know when you set up a heat treatment, it's not just a case of setting it up, letting it cook, and walking away. You go in there on regular intervals and you check for your cold spots, you check for airflow, but you also check for insect migration. So if you walk into a room and the insects are going, oh, it's getting a bit hot in here, let's move to this area, you can change that airflow. You can change the direction of the heat. There's so much you can do to even better the treatment that you're giving. So my advice would be, can anyone do a heat treatment? Yeah, of course they can. Can anyone do it effectively and properly and absolutely now what needs to be done? No. You need to know what you're talking about. So that is why RSPH level 2 pest controllers are the best heat technicians there are.